Marsha Rosè, and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I am seated in my seat, all comfortable and chilling, and I have my notebook. And when I have my notebook, I will be having a conversation with y'all. But before I get into this conversation, I would like for you guys to please like and subscribe to my channel, and tell a friend, tell a friend, share with a friend, everything, because I need to get them likes up, needs to get them subscribes up. Just please, just do it. Thank you. I will definitely appreciate it. But yeah, this conversation is going to be funny and also traumatizing. To me, it was traumatizing because, yeah, but this conversation is about my first lesbian heartbreak. Yeah, y'all. It was like my first lesbian heartbreak wasn't the worst. It probably wasn't bad as the last one that I had, but it was bad. Whew, let me get that. Let me get my breath. Because when I think about it, I'm like, ooh, child, stuff I let slide was crazy. But okay, so me and my first girlfriend, I did do a video about how we met and how we first started. First, we started off as, just messing around. We had no intentions of being in a relationship. Me, I didn't want to be with a female, and her, she was doing all these games, messing around with these people. So she didn't really want a relationship like that. And I just, like I said, I didn't really want to be with a girl. But like all majority of lesbian relationships, it starts off that way, but we end up falling for these people. So I ended up falling for her. She ended up falling for me. And we just became a thing. Throughout the relationship, we were actually in a relationship for about 5.5 years. There was domestic violence. There was physical. There was mental. There was emotional on her end. I'm not really a person that like cuss people out and want to fight people, and she was. So that was like weighing a toll on me, and I was looking to other people for, comfort with situations like that. So I did cheat throughout some parts of the relationship, which I know why. Like, it had more to do with me than it had to do with the relationship itself, because there was just things going on inside of me that I just needed to, sex to me wasn't really no big deal. And I knew I loved my woman, so I wasn't going nowhere, and those people were just playthings. She did the same thing, so I'm not going to act like either one of us were good. But I never took anybody really that serious. But she ended up getting caught up. So let's get started on how it started. So we were very popular. We were a popular couple, me and my ex. Everybody liked us. Everybody wanted to be us. They admired our relationship so much. We were popular. We were a popular couple, and everybody liked us. We were both beautiful, and people would fawn over us. We would go out all the time, fawn over us. We had a lot of house parties at our house, a lot of house parties, and people admired that as well. And there was this group on Facebook. I forgot what the group was called. Now I forgot what the group was. There was a pretty amount of groups that they had, and so we would meet different people in those groups. And she ended up connecting with a person in that group. I didn't know this was going on, and I was communicating with that person too, because I was like, you know what, that's my friend, she's pretty cool, so I'm gonna communicate with her. I wasn't communicating with her like that. I would just like say different things in the group to her and laugh and giggle and stuff like that, not knowing that my shorty was feeling her and liking her and talking to her on a regular basis. So she, I had, I started to feel her being distant with me. And I was wondering why. And there was one time when a person called my phone, her phone, which is also in my name, was also in my name. They were calling her phone and it had like an N. I'm like, who is this person with an N? Me thinking that this person was, just like a random chick. I was just like, who she messing with now? I wasn't taking it as seriously because I just thought that it was just a little plaything like she always did. So I wasn't really taking it as such. And I started, it was really starting to, she was really, 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 really getting distant. And then I ended up going through my T-Mobile log and just seeing that number all the time, all the time. I'll be calling her. I will see my number pop up in there and she'll talk to me for like 2 seconds, but then be on the phone with that other person for hours. So I jotted that down, that number, and put it in my phone to save it in my phone so I could know if anything, I'm going to figure out who this person is. So there was one time when I had went to work and I was just at work and I was just like contacting her. She wasn't answering the phone and it was pissing me off. So when I got home, I was like, I'm calling you, trying to get in touch with you, and you're not even answering the phone. Like, and that's the thing with me that I don't understand. Like, y'all be, some people be cheating and they ignoring their girl. Like, I will always pick up the phone. When I was cheating back in the day, I was always picking up the phone because my woman come first. Sorry, not sorry. But I'm gonna be talking to my woman first. So I'm not gonna be doing that. But these motherfuckers is different. So then when I got home from work, I there was a phone call. I had took the phone from her and I was like, I'm about to call her from this phone. Girl, that bitch ran me down. When I tell you she ran me down to get the phone so I don't do it, that's how you know, my friends, a person is cheating when they do stuff like that. Because why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? But that didn't make me leave, y'all. I split up from her. Like, I was sleeping in another room and she was sleeping in the bedroom and I was sleeping in one of the kids' room. But I was still there in that house. I was at work and she had called me at work. She was like, "Babe, I want to go to, they having like this Mother's Day thing tonight at the West Indian Club and I want to go." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, we going." She was like, "We no, I want to go by myself." I'm like, "But we always go to places together." And she was like, "No, I want to go by myself. This is a Mother's Day thing. You're not really a mother, so it's not going to be for you." So I was like, "Yeah, whatever." So she ended up taking my car to go to the club. So I'm there home. I'm sleeping. You know, it's 2 in the morning and she calls me and I'm like, what's she calling me for? So I answer the phone. She woke me up out of the bed. I answer the phone, and when I answer the phone, she was like, "Oh my God, babe, there's something wrong with the car." And I'm like, "What do you mean something wrong with the car?" She was like, "I'm driving and it's like slow." And then I hear somebody in the background, like a man in the background, and he's like helping her with what's going on. And she's like, "Oh, I realized what it was. The brake was up. So I'll be home soon." I was like, "Okay, whatever." So now I'm up. I'm up and I'm alert. Okay, I'm up and I'm alert and I'm just waiting for her to come. It doesn't take that long to get from the West Indian to where I was living at that point. So I knew she would be there pretty soon. So I'm looking out the window to see when she comes. And when I look out the window, I see a car pull up right in front of my driveway. And I'm like, that's not my car. Who car that is?
Whose car is that?
So the car is just chilling there, and then I see my car, and my car pulls in the driveway. So I'm looking, and she comes out the car. When she comes out the car, I see her go to the other car and lean in. I don't know what she did, what she said, if she kissed her, whatever she did, but she went in that car. So I run back into the room. So I run back in the room, and I'm sitting there, and she comes upstairs all happy and jolly, and I'm just looking at her, and she's just talking about her night. She's like, "Oh, this has happened, da 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 da." Did not mention the car. I'm thinking that I didn't want to jump to conclusion. I thought that the guy that helped her had followed her home just to make sure she got there safe, because I did not want to see it. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. And if that had happened, I know she would have told me. So I'm just there listening to her story. And then she stops, and I'm like, she's like, "What's the matter?" And I'm like, "Whose car was that was in the front of the yard?" When I tell you, her eyes got big, like my eyes ain't that big. My eyes is a little chinky, but her eyes got wide. She said nothing. I said, "Get out of my face." And she went into the bedroom, and I stayed in the kids' room. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, "Yo, this is crazy. This is freaking crazy." So then I'm like, "You know what?" I got up. I went in the room. When I went in the room, the bitch was on the phone with the bitch. I'm like, "You just did this. I just catch you in this. Instead of you coming over here to console me and talk to me as your woman, you there still talking to the girl." That pissed me off. I was ready to fight her, but I was like, "You know what? This ain't even worth it. I'm not about to be fighting this girl." So I went back in the room, and I just cried myself to sleep. So that was on that Friday. On that Saturday, on the Saturday, I don't think we talked really because of that BS. But then on Sunday, it was Mother's Day. And me, I'm one of those people. I'm not anymore. I was one of those people that just wanted to make my partner's day good, even if we're not on good terms. So I ended up calling her and texting her and saying, "Oh, what do you want to do on Mother's Day? Like, you want me to take you out to eat? What is it? What do you want to do?" She was like, I don't know what I want to do, and blah, 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 whatever. So then I end up, working, and then she calls me and says, "Oh, I know what I want to do. There's these people." She told me the people that was going to the park and by the riverfront, and that's where she wanted to go. I was like, "Okay, that's cool. We could go there and hang out with them for Mother's Day if that's what you want to do." So when I got home, I got ready, and we put our stuff in the car, and then we had to pick up one of her friends, and because she wanted to go too, and she was like right down the street. So we went to pick her up, and we ended up going to the park. So when we was pulling up in the driveway, in the parking lot to the park, I see the car that was outside of my house. And I look at her, and I say, "That looked like the car that was outside the house on that day." She was like, "What? No, that's not the car. That's not the car." I was like, "That looked like the car. That is the car." And so she's like, "No, it's not the car." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I'm on easy. I'm on edge because I'm going to find out. One thing I'm going to do is investigate, and I'm going to find out. So, and you know what? Not only that, I don't even really need to investigate because God going to show me. So there was a friend of mine that was a mutual friend of the girl that my ex was talking to. And I had called her, and I asked her, "What is this girl's phone number?" As soon as she started to tell me what that girl's phone number was, I knew it. I hung up that phone so fast. I ran over to my ex, because my ex was sitting there doing dumb shit. Like, she was doing dumb shit to get attention from this damn girl. I was like, "This is dumb. Like, why are you doing this dumb shit?" and she was like by the car, and I started walking towards her, and I was like, yo, this whole time you been with this chick? This the chick that you messing with? I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm there having conversations with her here and there, and you messing with her? Huh? Yo, I was so like, and you bring me around this chick? Nah, bruh. Like, I was so mad. I could have hit her. I was ready to push her in the damn river. I was ready to do something. I just didn't want to deal with it. So then I got everything out the car that was hers, and I threw it at the girl and say, take your bitch shit. And I got in my car and I drove the fuck off. I drove off. Talking about this still pisses me off. Damn it. Why it still pisses me off. And then I went over to my friend's house. I was talking to my friend about what had happened. And she was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I'm sorry that you're going through that. And, you know, whatever. We were just talking about that stuff. And then I got back home. When I got back home, I realized the bitch was not home. So you still there lollygagging with this bitch. Like, you bugging. So then when I get home, I look at my tablet. She still signed on to her Facebook where she was going, having conversation back and forth with the girl, telling the girl how much she loved her, telling her that I can't wait to see you. The girl being like, oh, I don't want to, you know, I have respect for Marsha Lee, and I don't want her, you know, I don't want to be doing this to her behind her back. And my ex was like, don't worry about that bitch. She was there saying, don't worry about it, it's okay, we good. She was just saying all of this stuff, thinking she wasn't gonna get caught. She was just saying all that stuff to this damn girl. And I was like, this, and I was just looking at their messages, and it was just going on for so long. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. And then she finally got home. When she got home, I was calm at that point. And so she was talking, so her and I was talking. I was like, so what is it that you want to do? You want to be with this chick? You don't want to be with me anymore? Let me know what you want to do, because I don't come second to nobody. So let me know what it is that you want to do. And once you figure out what you want to do, you need to do what you need to do. Either leave me alone or be with that girl. So we ended up falling asleep together, whatever. Did we sleep together? I don't think so. I think I slept in the other room and she slept in her room. And then the next day, I was like, have you decided what you want to do? She was like, yeah, and she was going to talk to that girl. And silly old me was like, okay, she's going to talk to the girl. She's going to tell her she don't want to be with her anymore, or she's going to realize she wants to be with her. And then, so I was it was just a whole bunch of mixed signals. So she finally came back in the house. And when she came back in the house, I was like, so what is it that you decided? And she told me that she decided to still be with me. And she told the girl she didn't want to be with her anymore. And me, I'm like, oh, yay. So I got my woman back. So then we go to sleep happy, you know, in love, like I thought. And then when we wake up, I realize that she's up. When I wake up, I realize that she's up and she's crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she was like, I'm sad, like she missed the girl and all this stuff. And I was like, well, if you have mixed feelings, you should just be with the girl, because I'm not going to be in a relationship with someone that does not know if they want to be with me or somebody else. So just be with the girl. So she ended up, so I ended up stopped talking to her. I was still living in the house, and she ended up dating the girl, having a whole rendezvous with the girl. I'm sitting in the house seeing all this stuff. She coming home sometimes trying to mess with me. We going out to the club, and I'm seeing her at the club, and the girl is there. The girl was so jealous of me. She hated me. And she hated me because of the way that my ex loved me. And that's crazy because you wanted so bad to be in this relationship with this woman, and you got this woman, and you thought that I was just going to be gone. But I'm not a bad person. So people aren't just going to not talk to me unless I freaking stop talking to them. So she was still trying to mess with me. She wanted to have her cake and eat it too. And sometimes I was allowing it because at that time I didn't have any self respect for myself. And then I ended up falling into the trap until one day I was at my best friend's house, and I had spent the night at my best friend's house. And when I came back home, I seen the girl's car out. I had came back home, back to the house, because I had to bring her daughter to my ex's daughter to an interview. So when I came back home, I seen the girl car out my house, and the girl was not in the car. So I'm like, what? Is the girl in my house? The girl was in my house, bruh. And so her daughter, I was about to go up in that house, and her daughter came down, and then she came down, and then I was ready to fight her outside. I'm like, yo, you got her in my house? Like, you crazy? All this stuff. Ooh, child, crazy. But then she ended up. I was like, she better not be in the house when I come back home. So I ended up bringing her daughter to her interview, and then coming back, going in my house, and I was like, you know what? I'm over this shit. And I started packing up my stuff. And once I started packing up my stuff, my ex got mad, and she started to try to fight me. So me and her, before, I never used to fight her, but today I was fighting, okay? So we were fighting blow for blow. We was struggling, wrestling, all of that stuff. I squirted, what's that stuff? Shaving cream in her face. And then she went and washed it out, and I knew when she was coming back, she was gonna be even mad. So I was ready, and we was just fighting, tussling, jewelry all over the place, everything all over the place. And we just fighting. Her daughter came in the room, was like, oh my God, why you guys are acting like that, trying to split us up. And then I guess we just got tired, and we stopped fighting. And I just packed all my stuff. I was like, I'm just tired. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with this anymore. So I packed all my stuff, and I went to my best friend's house, and I never went back there. And I feel like that was like definitely the last straw when it came to her and I. I fought her. It hurt. I didn't want to deal with that. I was tired of being an option, because I'm not an option. I'm an amazing individual that deserves love, and not to be a side piece to you, to the person that was a side piece to us. Like, no, I'm not about to do that. So that was a straw, and I left. After I left, her and I had a trip planned to go to Mexico, and that was in July for my birthday. And we ended up going to Mexico together. Mind you, she was with that girl. Had just started talking to the girl that I was talking to at that time. But she was in a full-blown relationship with that other girl. And we went to Mexico. When we went to Mexico, we messed around, of course, because we had the same bed. That was my ex. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same, because after a while, like, when that person not your person no more, it don't feel the same. You're not really attracted to them like you was before because of that stuff. So it was what it was. but her girlfriend was so insecure about it, which she should have. And so when she came back, the girl was cussing her out, gave her a ring like she was gonna get married to her. It was crazy, but she hated me. Hate me, bitch. She probably still hate me now. Hate me because how somebody loved me. That's okay. That's okay. You gonna hate me because that motherfucker gonna always love me. And that's on period. Let me humble myself. Let me humble myself. And yeah, so back to my birthday party. So she went to my birthday party, just popped up on my birthday party. Surprise. Boom, I'm here, bitch. Drunk. So I'm there having a good time. She trying to come in my section. My friends, thank God for my friends. Like, you need to chill the fuck out. Like, she don't want to deal with you anymore. But she's still wilding, acting crazy. And then I'm there in the middle of the dance floor dancing, and she grabs me, and I'm like, yo, like, chill. I don't have time for that. I don't want to deal with this. I'm like, it's my birthday. I don't want to deal with you and your drunk shit. When we was in a relationship, I had to deal with you and your drunk shit. I'm not dealing with you and your drunk shit now. So please just stop. So she ended up stopping, but she stopped messing with me. People were definitely telling her just to chill and stop messing with me. And she was just crying the whole night. People were telling me, yo, your ex in the bathroom crying. I'm like, the fuck I'm gonna do with that information? I didn't care. This is what you wanted. You got what you wanted. And then I ended up, that was probably that in that whole situation. That was that in that situation. But that was like my first heartbreak with a lesbian. That was my first lesbian heartbreak. Yeah, it was interesting. That was a long story time, but thank you guys for watching. All who stayed and watched, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to like and subscribe to my channel. And Marsha Rosè is out of here. Bye.